Hi, my name is Marjorie, and yeah, I'll say an imperfect girl on her journey with Christ, and yeah, that's me. I have nothing really much to say about myself apart from that. Yeah, usually I read like scripture, and I write like a summary on my status about usually like my thoughts on that word, or sometimes I wake up with a thought on my mind, and I'm like, you know what, let me just pour out myself and put it um, on on my WhatsApp. I mean, it's usually on my WhatsApp status. Then one time a thought occurred to me. I don't know the right English, but anyway, like I thought about it. I'm like, why don't I just make a video one time? And so this is me, trying to make a video. So you bear with me, and this is where the world is headed, so why not give it a try? So here I am. And some time back I studied the book of Ruth. And for most of us who know the story, it starts with a lady called Naomi. Naomi has two daughters-in-law, and at this point she's widowed, and it starts out when she's widowed, and both her daughters-in-law are widowed. And so at this point she's in a different land. Like, she left her home. I'll read verse 3. Now Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her two sons. They married Moabite women, one named Orpah and the other Ruth. After they had lived there about 10 years, both Mahlon and Chilion also died, and Naomi was left without her two sons and her husband. This is the introduction of Naomi, of the book of Ruth, sorry. And at this point she's okay. Let me just read from verse 1. Ruth here. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and two sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. So this is Naomi with her husband. They left and with the sons, and they went to this land of Moab. And while they're here, the two sons get wives, Moabite wives. And after a while, Naomi is widowed, and her daughters-in-law also widowed. Usually when I read the book of Ruth, I'm on Ruth's side, Ruth, and there's usually that verse that sounds out, okay, because at some point Naomi decides to go back home, and so she tells her daughters-in-law, you know what, I'm too old, I can't produce again for you guys. Like, even if I could be able to bear children again, I can't do that. You guys won't be able to wait for these children and for these sons, such that you can have kids with them, because unfortunately when the sons died, they didn't have any children with these daughters-in-law. So she's at that point broken. And so the one of the daughters-in-law, who is Orpah, decides to, you know what, it's okay, let me just stay. But Ruth is like, no, I married your son, I have to go with you. Where you go, I'll go. Your people be my people. It's a deep verse. So usually when I read the book of Ruth, Ruth's side, I'm like, oh my gosh, she was such a beautiful daughter-in-law. Very nice daughter-in-law. Don't we all want to have such daughters-in-law who would stick to her mother-in-law regardless of the loss they had both suffered? But for some reason, this time when I was reading this book, I was on the side of Naomi. At this point, I was relating more with Naomi than I had ever related with a character in the Bible before. Because she's at a place of loss, she has lost it all, and she's decided, that point when you reach, you're like, you know what, let me just go and start over. And I'm like, oh my God, that must have been very hard for her. And I was relating to her at that point, because at that time I'm like, you know what, God, don't make me be a Naomi, don't make me be a Naomi. I don't want to start from scratch, because usually at this point I'm thinking she was asking herself, what will people say? I left, went to another country to start another life, and now I'm going back. And I feel like many of us can relate to that. You've been in a situation whereby things have become so tight, and you just have to go back to that starting point. And so at this point Naomi is broken, and so she decided to go back to her home country. And women are gathering around, welcoming her. And in verse 20, she's like, don't call me Naomi, she told them, call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me. So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by Ruth the Moabite, her daughter-in-law, arriving in Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning. So it's that point, like she's really broken, and she's like, no, I had more. I went with, I'm imagining she went with hope. She went with so much happiness. Like she had it all. Her hands were full, and now she's returning empty. She's widowed. She's lost her sons, her two sons, her only sons, and now she's even now lost another daughter-in-law. So she's left with only Ruth. So, and I'm thinking at this point she's wondering, what else? Like, what can God do for me right now? I can't even bear any more children. Like, what hope is left for me? Don't call me Naomi anymore. Call me what? Call me Mara. Like, and Mara means actually bitter. Like she's at that point of bitterness. And so I'm speaking to you and wondering, have you been in that point? Are you at that point right now, feeling bitter about what a year 2021 has been? It has been a very, very awkward year. And at some point I remember when we had that Delta wave, mostly in Uganda, whereby almost every day you could see on someone's status, someone has passed away. I don't know, I think at some point every one of us has lost someone. During that period, we all at least have someone we lost, and someone who was close to you, or an acquaintance you had just made, or someone you had just maybe been seeing on social media or something. And it could even be something else. It could be that your business failed. It could be your relationship didn't work out, and you got divorced. I don't know, but it's been such a bitter year for many of us. But there's a light at this point. Naomi is returning. She's feeling bitter, but it's a season. It's a season. The barley harvest was beginning. They left Bethlehem when it was a drought. There wasn't food. There was nothing. But there's significance in this verse, and it's showing us that things were actually changing. And this is where I want to encourage anyone who might be feeling like, you're lost all hope. God has a plan. God has a plan. And so the book continues, the book of Ruth, and at some point, Naomi is alone with Ruth, and Naomi at this point, I think she can't really do much. She can't, do much to feed them. But then, of course, they come up with a plan with Ruth. I would encourage you to read that book if you haven't. They come up with a plan and Ruth is very obedient, and she goes according to, she's respectful and obedient to Naomi, her mother-in-law, and so she does as Naomi says. And after a while, Ruth gets a husband. Yeah, she gets a husband, and of course, Ruth gets married to Boaz, and Boaz is like he was like the next in line. I would say the relative next in line who could marry Ruth, such that the lineage of Naomi's sons would like continue. And so interesting. So the story turns actually around, and I'm thinking at some point Naomi had thought that it's all done, like there is no hope for me, but God had a plan. God had like a different plan for her altogether, and he knew that I'm thinking at some point she was feeling so disappointed and thinking that it's all over, but God is like, no. The harvest is just beginning. So I have perfect plans for you. And so, Ruth goes on to get married to Boaz, and she has a son. Interesting. So Ruth gets a son, but actually, as they were celebrating, they are calling this Naomi's son. Yeah, so hope, that means that hope wasn't actually over for Naomi yet. And so when Ruth gave birth to this son, Naomi took on this son, and she took care of his son, like as if she had become this son, not she, but the son had actually become Naomi. So you see God turning around a story for Naomi. And when this son grew up, actually he became like the great grandfather of David. That's Jesus's lineage. And so it's such an encouraging story. And I don't know, many of you out there who might be feeling like Naomi, God is telling you that you just haven't seen the story yet. You just haven't seen the end of this story yet. And so just encouraging you to hold on just a little longer. And it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to just let go of everything and just start from scratch. Sometimes we are really scared of taking this step and thinking, what will people say, what will I've already come this far. But so what? It's actually never too late for you to start over. So it's just an encouragement that be encouraged by Naomi's story and know that it's never too late to start over. God has a perfect plan for you, and he knows he'll see you through. Whatever you decide, he'll see you through. And we've had such an interesting year. It's been interesting. Of course, there have been some good, and there have been the bad, like any other year, but it's not too late. And as we go into the new year, as we start a new season, may God help us, and may God take us there, and may we be encouraged. May we be encouraged by the story of Naomi and know that God has a perfect plan and that it's not yet over. God hasn't said it's over. So God bless you. That's all I have to say for this time. Next time, I don't know what we shall be reflecting about, but it's just the beginning of a journey, and so let's do this together. God bless you.